Okay.
I literally was looking at you thinking it was me. Hi, I'm Georgia Flu, and I've never looked better.
I'm Georgia with a J, but the J is not where you'd expect.
I'm Ramona from Human Resources, so I have no idea what I'm talking about, but you're forced to listen to me anyway.
And we're Face Down Queens, and welcome to Fashion Photo Reflu. In all seriousness, it's Magenta with a J and Georgia Flu, and we are here with Ramona Mirage, our fellow Cycle One sister, top 3 finalist from Boston Drag Gauntlet, and appropriately enough, the winner of the very first Snatch Game for Boston Drag Gauntlet. So, fitting that we are reviewing the fashions of Challenge 4 of the Boston Drag Gauntlet, which I've now said about 12 times.
Which was the Boston Drag Gauntlet.
Which was Snatch Game at the Boston Drag Gauntlet.
So Magenta, you were absent last week. So what did you think of the episode?
I'm so glad that we're back together this week. No, actually, I thought you guys did great. My only complaint is that I would have given Empty Heart a king because I thought that look was absolutely mesmerizing. So I just want to give a little retroactive present to MT, who also won the challenge. He was great, and I was really bummed that I didn't get to see it firsthand. And as always, a reminder that we are giving critiques to help you get better at this competition. We are not trying to drag anybody down. We just... yeah.
And if you're taking critiques seriously with us looking like this, then that's on you.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. Magenta looks stunning. So first up, we have Xanax as Regan MacNeil from The Exorcist, which I have never seen.
Oh.
Really?
Really? I don't do scary.
Oh. Boop. 6, 7, 8.
I was the mean one, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, tell us why.
It's one of those things where the character was totally on point. I just felt as a fashion thing in general. I mean, it's just a nightgown without even shoes or pads or anything, which I think was totally on brand for the character, but just for a fashion video, I knocked a couple points for that.
I definitely get the character from it, but it's not super strong as a look. What I think would have pushed it to a higher place with doing the same character would have been more extreme makeup. Just over-the-top extreme, like maybe prosthetics, things like that would have been a really impressive way to make it.
I think Zane, when I was finding like a reference picture, should have done body paint as well. Like a grayish tone, and that could have like bumped it up a notch. I think it looks great. It's a really great drag version of this, particularly with the sideburns. It's definitely reinterpreted a little bit, but yeah, it is a fairly straightforward look otherwise, so it's not quite like wow.
Doesn't blow you away.
Yeah. Still, I think it was a good job.
Yeah, it doesn't quite spin your head around, but I was like, hey, come on, I know something about this movie, right?
Wait, Ramona, are you saying that you have changed your mind about the previous contestant?
I have. So I'm going to give Zane an 8. After thinking about it, I definitely do agree with what you were saying about the body paint. It was definitely something I was thinking about. But I think I want to go more into rating based on character and not just fashion. So I'm gonna give them a higher score.
So it was a 6 before, right?
I think it was a 6 before.
2-point jumps. Also, frankly, Zane didn't deserve to be in the bottom 2, lip syncing, in my opinion. No. So...
Agreed. Next up, we have Travis T as Amanda Play With Celebrity.
Y'all ready to flip?
Yes.
Bam! 9, 10, King 2.
This look. The makeup's terrible. The hair doesn't make any sense. The fabric is horrendous. I hate it so much. Well done.
Travis certainly lived down to Amanda's style. Yeah, the enormously terrible hip pad.
The padding was everything.
The contour that is painful to look at. It's all there.
It's all there.
Nailed it.
I think what I would have given a couple more points for, it doesn't look like they're wearing nails, which I feel like Amanda always has nails on. But the contour killed it.
Yeah.
The padding was everything.
Travis, you might have made her like better looking
Yes.
than normal, so
It was a better performance than she's ever done.
Low bar.
oh my god, Roast 2.0, I love it.
So next up, we have Secret Queen as Jonathan Van Ness.
Ready to flip?
Yep.
Bam. 78.
Ooh.
So I just want to say that Secret nailed Jonathan Van Ness. Like, absolutely 100%. The only reason I'm not giving a higher score is because Secret basically already is Jonathan Van Ness. So it just wasn't as much of a transformation as some of the other contestants. So I feel like it was great performance, great job. But for fashion photo for Flu, I would have loved if more of a stretch character had been chosen.
I think that the resemblance and characterization were like super duper on point. And Secret was wearing still like quite a bit of makeup. Like the resemblance is already there, but they still did things to like transform themselves a little bit.
There was a little bit of Jonathan Van Ness, but still a lot of Secret in it, which I liked, to still make it their own. But what I really liked, especially with Secret, that not everyone did, is they changed their outfit from the panel to the performance. That for me definitely raised a couple points, because to give two looks of the same character is more challenging than just one.
Next up, we've got Redux as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Let's flip. Boop. 6656.
I think that like it's not a bad look by any stretch of the imagination. I just get sort of like old lady from it. There's nothing characteristic and distinctive that's like, that's Mrs. Doubtfire. And I think part of that is there's only a couple of different things like kind of prop wise that you could have done to make that happen. Like a pie. Why was there not one in your performance? But that's a different story. But yeah, so it's just sort of giving me generic old woman. Like this could be Maggie Smith. This could be Judi Dench. This could, you know.
Redux kind of did Mrs. Doubtfire as if Mrs. Doubtfire was a real person, as opposed to a Robin Williams character. So it looks like an elderly woman. And I think this was compounded by the performance, and I feel for you, Redux, because I kind of did the same thing in my Snatch Game where I wasn't talking to the mic, I was a little too timid, and I think that just contributed as well to not quite feeling the energy of Robin Williams and the big hello and all that stuff. It's an interesting choice, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably the problem here was the choice.
I
was a
think
risk.
so. And I think too, like if they had done more of a play on breaking the fourth wall, that like they're in drag as a character who's also in drag.
Yeah.
Like had it like having your wig accidentally fall off and having maybe a male presenting one under that and fumbling around with it, or something silly to just make it like, I know I'm in drag because that's how the character is.
And sadly, Redux was the one that was eliminated.
But
We'll explain this at the end. We have a whiteboard and some PowerPoint slides. The rules of the next challenge are complicated and varied. But we'll give you the lowdown. It'll be an
make
extra
it
20
through it
minutes.
so next up, we've got Pancake as Elle Woods from Legally Blonde.
Bam. 667. I just felt like it was fine. Considering that the performance was very specifically nailing exact movie quotes and things like that, and it would have been great if the outfits were even more literal, like, and I know we only have pictures of this one look, she did have another look later. I don't know that I would have known it was Elle Woods by looking at her. All the other stuff made it obvious, but just the look alone could have been kind of like Valley Girl.
It could have even been Paris Hilton.
Yep, I agree with that. Like, it's a cute look, like, it's a cute dress. It has a lot of things that appeal to me, pink and shiny. But yeah, like, kind of like Redux, like, I don't necessarily specifically get Elle Woods from it.
I should say, Pancake is fucking beautiful. This is not a critique of how beautiful she is. She's gorgeous. It's really just about like, was this a great look specifically for Snatch Game?
And then the performance look, as the judges said, you could see the reveal before it was done. It was hard to rip off. I also just was a little thrown by the fact if you're going to do Legally Blonde the musical, why not do the part where she goes in the closet and says, I never said I'm not wearing that again, I'm not wearing this, or whatever the line is, I screwed that up, and then come out. I think it would have been executed better, but...
I actually, on that point, would like to recommend to all contestants going forward that you not do straight musical numbers without any sort of mix, because both Pancake and MT did that.
Might have cost MT to win.
Yeah, it's just not a good way to represent your creativity. And it really only would play to the people who already really like that particular musical. Like, it's not, you gotta, I think, reconfigure something and like bring a level
and
of...
reinterpret.
Yeah, yeah. I think it is okay to sometimes just do a song straight, but like, it has to be something where you're like conveying intense emotion, or like it's an amazing dance number that you have like the choreo down. So.
Yeah, I think in the context of a competition, just a straight song no matter what, I'm always at best iffy on. So next up, we've got Nadia Plaything as Eartha Kitt.
Our winner of this week's challenge.
Yes.
Let's do it. Bam. Ooh, variation.
7, 9, 10.
Ooh.
I suppose I'll start, since I'm the asshole.
Since you're a horrible person. Yeah.
Yes. I don't dislike either of these looks by any stretch of the imagination, especially the one for the panel. I like a lot of things about it. It, you know, fits. There's like nice shape to it. I love an animal print. I don't necessarily specifically get Eartha Kitt. I get Catwoman from the second look, but like it's a black cat suit, and there have been enough iterations of Catwoman that it reads as Catwoman rather than Eartha Kitt. And I don't know what she necessarily could have done to make it more distinctively Eartha Kitt at first glance.
I'm giving this a 10 because I actually thought that both looks, first of all, there's two fully realized looks here. They do look similar to outfits that Eartha Kitt's worn, the leopard one, and then obviously the Catwoman one. I really liked that the neck piece was a direct reference to what she wore, but I like the looks. It's a 10. I don't know why I'm feeling defensive.
I'm like, 2.
I think, like you guys were saying, that there wasn't really something that was identifiable about her being Eartha Kitt, but otherwise I think she killed it. Even down to having the mask. I forget if it was glitter or stoned, but either way, it was perfectly resembled the picture. I think she's great.
So next up, we've got MT Hart as William Shakespeare. Hamlet's go.
Oh,
my god.
10, 10, 8. Georgia, you're coming in as the
Yeah.
bitch.
I am apparently. I get immediately William Shakespeare from it, which is really important. There's a cod piece, which is also very important.
Which I believe is glitterified.
It looks shiny.
Which is, I was debating 9 versus 10, and then I was like, the cut piece, the 10. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is I would have really liked a ruff around the neck. That's kind of like the like I think of, and I have a master's in English, so actually Georgia does, but I think I know a thing or two about William Shakespeare.
What is that?
What voice is that?
I don't, annoying.
Oh my god.
I kind of think of the first thing we think of William Shakespeare is like that Elizabethan ruff, and for that to be missing kind of knocked it a bit off for me.
I see that point, but I mean, it is hard to find photos of him, though.
Photos.
I think the only reason I didn't give this a king was because there are not two different looks. I know I'm very hung up on that, but I really think that's important in Snatch Game, just because the way this competition is specifically, that there's a performance and a panel.
Like when you have that opportunity.
Yes, that you have two fully created looks to show not only your creativity, but also like how different you can view the character and show us the character.
I agree with a lot of what you just said. That makes sense with like the two looks. I stand by my 10 though, because I also want to call out that I think if I was like a story producer on Drag Race or whatever, and this was one of the contestants, I feel like I would be building a story of somebody that's really pushing themselves and getting better and better every week. And I think that MT is really showing a ton of versatility, really interesting looks, particularly the past couple challenges. And I'm just, I'm an MT stan right now.
Yeah.
All right, so our winning hand this week is Travis T. Yeah, Amanda Play With finally wins something.
But she won Miss Gay Boston.
It's something that matters. But yeah, Travis, really great job. That was like
atrocious in the best way.
Yes. Next challenge is the comeback challenge. They are divided into 2 groups, and let me break down the rules for you.
Oh, God.
So if you were the third one eliminated in the second challenge, you are able to come back, but only if the first person in the second challenge is also the winner of the second team in the third challenge, in which case the first 2 eliminees will immediately re-enter the competition, and the 5th place person will move up to second. And then there will be 6 more weeks of winter. Follow that?
I need a bowl.
I was like, did I smoke before I came here? Because
I did.
So the lesson is, if you work hard and make it to the top 6, you're gonna get fucked over. Ramona from Human Resources, I'm glad that you finally got to join us. Did you have a good
Yes,
time?
I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
What did you think of the Snatch Game overall as a viewer and former winner?
I thought it was great. I still think that we have yet to find someone to fall in Marion Lapoutin's shadow. We got to see a round 2.
Yeah.
I was laughing even harder the second time.
Yeah, she refined it, and I think it was
brilliant.
Refined it in a way that it's the wrong word, but it was like even better. Georgia with a J, what should our dozens of viewers do?
Well, they should admire my mini muscles. And then they should like this.
Done.
And then they should like this video. They should comment on this video. They should share this video. They should subscribe to this channel. They should watch this video again. Capture all the nuances of our many layered jokes.
Yeah.
And you should also follow Drag Queen Story Hour Boston and Beyond. We do stories to kids in local libraries, mainly around Boston, but also all around New England. And our wonderful Georgia, whoever she is one of our readers. You can see her too.
Yeah.
I look more like that.
Yeah.
And I look less like this. It's scarier.
You gotta recruit them while they're young.
Yes.
You have a song?
I do. I have a song called We're Here to Recruit Your Kids.
Love that.
Featuring Jujubee in the music video. All right. This was fun.
An enthusiastic endorsement.
Let's see. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a bye, so.
I'm Majenta.
When do I sound like a human tuba? Like.
Oh my god.
Boom, boom, boom. I'm Majenta. Ha, ha, ha. Stomp, stomp, stomp.
You kind of sounded like
Okay,
Dory
fine. You
Christy
know all my
Doyle.
dance moves.